Here we have a prime example of some fungal contamination in this jar. As you notice, it's not on the plant itself at all. It is in the media alone, not even touching the plant. That would indicate to me that the media itself was contaminated and not the plant. In this vessel here, we are looking at some bacterial contamination. And if you'll take a look at that yellowy orangish color that it's got, and it's more like a film on top of the media, you'll see that that is a bacterial contamination. And it probably was a result of some sort of bacteria on the roots of this particular plant when transferred to this media. This was a tissue culture that came from another seller, and I'm betting that it probably came from their breath or their skin or something when they transferred to the agar media that they ship it in, which is generally nutrient free. So you wouldn't see any of this in the media they ship it in, but you will see it once you feed it some sugar and nutrients. In this jar, you'll see a mass of orange that is right here at the edge of the container. There's one here and there's one on the opposite side. Those are also bacterial contaminants. Now this is a media that I mixed up. So it could have been something that fell off my beard, fell off of my skin as I transferred this piece of plantlet into the media. As you'll notice, the plant material itself is completely contaminant free. It is isolated to these two little areas on the outside of the container. So that is going to indicate to me that it was when the container was turned on its side, something dropped in. And there again, dropped at the bottom of the container as I turned it. And I would say it was something off of my skin. In this clip, we have a perfect example of mold growing. Notice that it's a bluish green in color, very fuzzy and powdery looking. And it is growing on a mass of tissue. So that would indicate that there was a mold spore or something either in the air or on the plantlet itself as we transferred into this media. Here's an update on the lupine seeds that we moved into multiplication from a single seed subculture that we did 2 weeks ago. Look at this. This is where we subcultured that mass into multiple little chunks and put them in. I think we put 3 or 4 little clusters into each jar, and look how this thing is growing. We've got a couple of dozen plantlets growing in this jar alone. Beautiful. So how do these contaminants happen? Where do they come from? That is the question that we always ask. Many of these came from TCs that were ordered from other sellers or ordered from overseas and then put into multiplication. And you wonder to yourself, well, they were clean in the baggie. They didn't look like there was anything wrong with it. They may have looked something like this, right? Where all you're looking at is a tiny little plantlet in a clear gel. Now, here's the secret, folks. There's no nutrients or sugar in the gel that they ship them in. 99% of the time, there's no nutrients, there's no sugar, and there's no PGRs added. It is nothing more than some Gelrite or Gellan gum that they ship it in, specifically so that it doesn't show any signs of contamination when they ship it to you. And you can leave it in that baggie for quite a while, and it will live much like a water prop, okay? Because that's all it is water and gel. And nothing more. So just like your plantlets will live in a jar full of water with no nutrients for a month or 2 or 3, well, so will these plantlets. And because there's no nutrients and because there's no sugar, you won't see any readily available signs of contamination such as mold or fungi or bacteria because there's nothing for it to consume or eat. Just like you wouldn't notice those things in your water as well during the water propagation. So that is the reason that you don't see them in the bag, but you will see it once you transfer into a nutrient-rich media. Second of all, I hope that the examples of these types of contaminants help you. Sometimes it's hard to identify exactly what type of contaminant it is, whether it be mold, fungi, bacteria, or viral. Now, viral, you really need a microscope to tell for sure if that's what it is, but just to the naked eye, you can tell a mold from a fungus from a bacteria most of the time. Now, my advice on that, if you can manage to just throw it away and never open that vessel, that's the smartest thing to do. If you cannot do that, or if you must save that explant, then I do have videos put on how to clean a contaminated TC, how to re-sterilize a contaminated TC. And if you want to check out my YouTube channel, you'll be able to see some of that. And there will be some upcoming videos as bonus footage in this course series as well. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this bonus content, and I hope it's been educational for you. If you guys happen to have any questions at all, by all means, that's what our live Q&A sessions are for. That's what the Discord channels are for. And that's part of what you paid for, was to be able to ask those questions and get direct answers to your questions. So thank you for watching. You guys have a fantastic day.